we're going to go right back into it, and I'm going to reset the world, actually, because, yes, we're going to reset the world. We're going to reset both of these. I don't remember which one I liked the most, but we're going to use the same world we were in, but we did reset it, which means none of our goodies will be around. I don't want to kind of cheat and get a lot of the good stuff that we had. Wow, that sucks. Sorry about that, guys. I hope you weren't too vested in the beep there. That was a surprise out of nowhere. And, I just kind of like to roll with things. We're always going to have random things happen, especially in a game like Cataclysm. It just tends to happen. Luckily, we were only a couple days into this character, so it wasn't the worst situation possible. What else can we do that might be fun? All of these are really challenging. However, they don't really work unless you manage to find some Atreapan or some antibiotics right away. The ones that you're infected, basically. What else can we do? Let's try to do at school. You're at school. You're a teacher. I don't know if I want the teacher. It's kind of a crappy start. I hate to waste. Well, I guess it's no waste of points, really. We don't earn any points from it. We could be. What's something that's useful? Dodging's useful. Cooking electronics off the bat might be kind of useful. Is there like a D&D person? No, there's not. Okay. Marksmanship, dodging, and melee. That's not shabby. What about a gym teacher? That costs us 3 points, but we start out with 2 dodging. A bionic student. Let's just say that we're a teacher. We're just a teacher. We're just a geography teacher. Our name's going to be like Mr. Smith. I do min-max at the start a little bit, so you're going to have to forgive me a little bit. I try to do the same things normally because it lets you build up at least somewhat of a character, so you don't have to grind a lot. I mean, you still kind of do. So I normally do Trigger Happy Truth Teller, Weak Stomach, Slow Healer. We'll also do Nearsighted, Lactose Intolerant, Lightweight, and Heavy Sleeper. That nets us about -10 out of the -12 limit of negative traits. So we'll jump over to the positive traits and give ourselves some really cool ones. I like to do Night Vision right off the bat. I normally like to do Fleet-Footed to give us a little bit of a bonus on our speed. It lets us stay walking ahead of zombies as opposed to having to sprint all the time. What else do we want to do? We are a bookworm. Books are more fun. I'm not a big fan of this one. I wish it would have, something that lets you read faster. Morale is important, but there are other ways to adjust that. I mean, RP-wise, yes, I'm a fan of a bookworm more than not. We could also grab. I don't know if I want to bother with infection resistance. We found a lot of. After a day or two, we found a good amount of drugs. The really powerful antibiotics to help us out. So I normally also pick some kind of martial arts. I'm going to try something different this time. I think I'm going to try Zuiquan, which is drunken boxing. And Zuiquan is interesting because I think the higher your intelligence, the better off you are, the more chance you have to block. We'll have to double check that once we're in the game. I'm also going to probably get deft. Every time we leave a point, we are leaving an extra total of points. So you can kind of sometimes go over or under. So let's go ahead and give ourselves maybe a little bit like a 12 intelligence. We are a teacher, right? We are a teacher after all. Maybe we'll give ourselves, you know what? Let's really bump that intelligence high. I normally don't do this so high. Let's completely go ham on intelligence. And for skills, let's bump up the melee. And I think dodge is really important in this build too. So melee dodge is at 3-3. And we'll say that we took a survival course once and we have a point in survival. So that's all the points we can have. We could add more traits now. We've got deft, fleet-footed, night vision, self-defense. I think that's okay. There's a couple other ones here that might be nice and useful, but we'll try this. I've never fully gone into intelligence. I'm curious of what this is going to do for us. So This sounds good. We're gonna do shift exclamation point, or the exclamation point shift 1 teacher, and we're going to go in with the name of Mrs. You know what? We're going to do Mrs. Smith. And no, we need to change the gender. Perfect. So Mrs. Smith is a geography teacher. She's been teaching at Churchill Elementary School for about 9 years now. She really enjoys her classes. She is a part-time amateur martial artist. Lately, she's been fascinated by the art of drunken boxing, which was a style that was popularized in some old classic martial arts films, but it has a very long and storied history. Unfortunately, she is lactose intolerant and generally is kind of have a weak disposition, but she is pretty quick when she's not being, when she's not sick. So, Mrs. Smith, you're in the middle of school, and here we go. So here we go. The drunken boxing, a turn. What's really interesting about this, the turn after you attack, you may dodge any number of attacks with no penalty, which means if you are completely surrounded and you have a high enough dodge skill, you can basically block an unlimited or dodge an unlimited amount of attacks. I believe you also get counterattacks available with Suiquan, so we'll have to take a look at that. Okay, so we start out with a book of poetry and a permanent marker. I like that we're going with a, we're dressed up, we like the suits, apparently. That's pretty cool. Bad news about this build, this start, this school is absolutely surrounded with tiny zombie children. So in our panic, we are going to try to flee down the corridor. Now, this is an open area with a bunch of lockers. So, I think I'm just going to try to sprint deftly through the halls. See what we can. We're going to have to do like a smash and grab here. We really don't have a lot of time to do much, so we're just going to see what we can see. I was hoping, praying maybe for a nice backpack. Hey, that is Christmas. An early backpack is a good sign. I'm still sprinting. We're going to go out the window. Okay, we're out of the school now. I don't like to stay around the school. I mean, just look at the mini-map down here. It is absolutely rolling with enemies, so it's pretty rough looking. Lots and lots of friends. We've got all the Z's you see here are basically a level of zombie. So the dark Z equals the fat zombie, the blue Z equals the cop. So it gives you at a glance what's nearby without having to, count individual things here. So we don't have anything going on with us. By the way, Zuquan, does it say anything about intelligence? Yes, intelligence increases your dodging ability. Nice. I don't really want to test this right now. I'd like to maybe... Oh, wow. We have a 5 out of 3 because of our... I think it's because of our intelligence. It's probably boosted 2.5 or something. But we have our... I think our dodging skill is 5.5. That's what that means. Wonderful. Do we want to, like, fight a small child? Just to test this out. I really don't want to get in a long, prolonged fight here. The town is over to our right. The town of Dennis, which is where we lived at. And we don't care too much of our home. It's just, it is what it is. It's a tiny little apartment. Ooh, hey, look, a mansion right next to a school. That's horrible. Perhaps down the road. Oh my God, there's so many zombies. Let's drag them all through town here. We're pretty quick. I think on a solid surface, we should be able to outpace even the dogs because of our speed, I hope. Let's see what this one does. Yeah, we are walking faster than it. We're gonna go ahead and drop. We're gonna throw our permanent marker at the dog. Go away. Oh God, that was a pretty strong charge it did. So we've got a community garden. We've got what are some points of interest here? The M is normally a military surplus store. So we like to see M's. We normally like to see dojos, which are these carrots, I believe. It can be a carrot up or down. 2 sporting goods stores. We're gonna try to hit those up. They often have really good items along with the outdoorsman store. Actually, I don't know what an outdoors store looks like. Yes, it's right here. It's a brown O. Excellent. It's just a couple buildings over from the sporting goods store. That's our target right now. We've read World War Z. We know that there was the Asian kid who survived by simply walking and taking things nice and calmly down Main Street when he was in, I think, was it Osaka? I don't remember which city it was. Kyoto. And he knew that he could outrun the zombies because he's done his research. Although I guess right now we don't really know what the heck's going on. We went to school today in our fancy suit and tie, and suddenly all the kids started turning into zombies. We'll grab that water. You never know when you're going to find more water. How are we looking here? We are one street up and then just to the right. Grabbing things as we go. There should be a vehicle parked over here. What are we thinking? This is a car that has enough wheels, although it does not. It does. It actually looks like it is a vehicle that can go. Alright, so the vehicle does work. Let's let go of the vehicle controls. We'll mark that as remembering that just a couple things west, there's a vehicle that's working. Here's a shopping cart, which I was trying to struggle so damn hard to find last session. So we know that. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go to the map. And we're going to create a note here. So let's create a note, and we're gonna do something like something that stands out like red. How do I do this? Color, text, G. Okay, so like R. This is gonna be basket, car. That work out? It says it up here. I think the symbol will turn up as a possible color. I'm not quite sure. I don't always do those icons. Nah, not really. It just showed up, though. So hopefully we'll remember that just to the west of the sporting goods store, there was a nice shop there. Okay, we are in the sporting goods store. So a couple things I see right away. A canteen is going to be nice. That looks like... Oh, that's a flare gun. I don't care too much about that. Can't go anywhere without my waffle iron. Okay, so this sporting goods store didn't have too much. Let's dash through. I should have picked parkour. I love the idea of parkour because the visual to me is really, really fun. Like a person sprinting through a building and smashing through walls, things like that. I'm going to grab this trench knife, the survival knife. What else? There's a hammer down there. Did I just see... Oh my god, guys. I see rollerblades. I love rollerblades this early on. Do they fit us? They're poor fit. We're gonna go over here and see if we can't grab more stuff. There's a bike helmet, a pair of boots that don't fit, a leather belt, jeans. We'll grab some extra clothes. Let's sprint past this kid. Another poor fit rollerblades. I'm gonna grab them anyways and wield them because I love rollerblades, and if we happen to lose our pair, it's going to be useful. We can't put them on right now because we are a bit too injured, or rather there's too many people around. I missed the military surplus store, so let's go down into the outdoorsman store. This is a bar. Maybe it's one over, I think. There it is. So outdoorsman stores sometimes have really awesome things like, hey, cans of beans, but like rucksacks is what you're really looking for. Sometimes items can also be stacked on top of each other, so it's useful to do Shift V to get the full list of what you see in range. A funnel's nice. I'm surprised we had the ability to get that. There's a carbon fire arrow. The south, we just heard a huge explosion. Lovely. I think this is about all we're going to be able to get out of this place here. So we're running, so we're going to go back down to a walk. Do we want to go anywhere else right now? I want to sweep back around to the mansion because I do love mansions. I'm a huge fan. I think they are a great place to set up shop. Now note, the slug kind of came out of nowhere. Maybe the slug showed up because we had a bunch of bodies. I'm not sure. I've never seen a slug before at all. So I honestly don't even know what to say about why that happened. Oh god, there's alarms everywhere. This is a gun shop, so that's probably why the alarms are going off. I don't have to worry about that because my character has no real skills in guns whatsoever. Okay, so coming up, this, not this one, this is a duplex. So the next building over, I think, is the military surplus store. At a glance, I don't see anything too amazing. Drop pouches are fine. We'll wear the helmet. We're a pretty well-armed teacher at this point. We'll wear the pants. I don't mind having extra clothing because you never know when your nice outfit will get ripped up. I don't know how we're still carrying half this stuff. We will grab MREs because MREs are tasty. What is this? This is a book of the Army marksmanship. We don't care too much. There's some protective gear down there we can grab. Drop leg pouches are nice because they add just a little bit of volume storage, rather. Elbow pads are nice. They count as armor. And are these boots fit? No, they don't. Okay. This was the trip I kind of wanted to take into this town at first glance. So we've got public space left. House, warehouse. Warehouses are interesting. So let's take a really wide... Oh, look, that's the flashing in that we have a note here. That did actually happen. Let's get out of this zone. I'm going to try to move a little bit north. What was this? Ham radio. We can hit a couple houses on our way out of town here. Parkour. Sometimes you might get lucky and find a house that has a car in it, which is kind of nice to see. Let's see if we can smash... What is this? A warehouse? Oh, warehouse. A completely, utterly destroyed warehouse. Holy crap. Oops, I'm running and I need to stop running so we don't pass out here. I'm nosily glancing through buildings here as well. I don't see anything too super enticing. Again, museums, super, super fun. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a longer episode, guys. And what I might even do is split this episode into two. We'll have one short episode that is the demise of our loved or not beloved The Beep. We really didn't have any backstory. It was just kind of a let's go play the game. I really want to take a much more invested approach to Mrs. Smith. So I want to see how she does. I'm going to really try to keep it within her realm of reality. I mean, you know, I would say she's a survivor. Why is she a survivor? Maybe she was in the military. Maybe she did a little bit of service before she went in. And she used the GI Bill when she got out to finish her degree over at the local college. She got a degree in geography, studied a little bit of foreign policy, foreign relations, East Asian studies, we'll call it. She's a fan of martial arts. She loves The Good Place on Netflix. Big fan of that as well, of course. Huge fan of Stargate. Maybe we'll say she's a nerd. A nice sci-fi geek. Now, the problem for here is going to be clearing out this house because we do not have... It's the same exact mansion. It's like a clone of our old mansion. We don't have martial arts skill high enough to really do any damage. Although, if I recall, there was a suit of armor somewhere near the front of this building. Where the heck is the entrance? Oop, 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 oop. Bugger off, please. We're not really ready to get into too many fights yet. We're not strong enough. We're getting bit too bad. Not really. It's not killing us or anything. Where's the door at? We need to find the main entrance to this house. Maybe it was the Bright M over to the east. What the shit? Oh, plate armor. This game spoils us, guys. I'm not even joking. Let's drop our stuff that we found in this room. I like to picture that, like, she sees this room and she's just like you just see her, like, you get like a little bit of music come in and it's like, game on, motherfucker. So we're gonna plate up here. Actually, I'll tell you what, we're gonna take off some of our clothes. We're gonna strip down here. We're gonna just do yes, we actually will stop. Let's grab this mace, wield this mace. Didn't quite... Okay, we were able to, like, slip into a full set of plate mail somehow in, like, 3 seconds. Where's that bar boot helm, is it? Or do we actually have it on us right now? What kind of a helmet did we pick up? I could have sworn I saw something. Here it is, bar boot helm. So what does our plate armor cover? Our plate armor is only torso. There's no head. The helmet is protecting our head. Let's drop the... Well, I'll tell you what. Let's first smack this guy with the mace. Nice. 11 damage. It was a critical hit, though. He's trying to claw at us, but mostly failing. I don't think we can really dodge. But luckily, our armor is going to protect us. I think we're going to have to do the same situation we had last episode, where we spend a good amount of time beating the crap out of the local zombies in the house. Let's wear the bar boot helm. Am I pronouncing that right? Bar boot? Bar Butte Helm. Yes. Love it. I think that's the one that just like the traditional knight wears, where it's got like a tiny little slit for the eyes. So it has really hardcore coverage here, 90% coverage. So we're basically super decked out right now. Hey, do our feet have any protection? Our hands don't, and our feet don't. So let's wear the rollerblades, because why not? What better? Can you imagine anything better than a knight with a mace with rollerblades? I can't. So let's also grab something for our hands. I mean, even if it's like, shoot, do we not have anything at all? We really don't. We'll grab some. We'll grab something for our hands here in a bit. But for the moment, I think it's going to be game on for just a couple minutes. A huge library. Love to see that. Sewing magazine, which is going to help us sew. Survival. I don't know what Toad Lomeng is. Modern Trapper is trapping, of course. So a decent amount of books here. All right, guys. Our teacher is starting to feel, Mrs. Smith is starting to feel pretty brave. Pulping makes the world go round, by the way, so don't forget to pulp your zombies, kids. Grab 8, really? Oh, that's right, we have like literally no storage space. We'll have to come through the house later on to do a lot of our, the actual hard work. Where did we get hit at? Did we actually get hit somewhere? Our pair of eyeglasses is dented because they managed to smack us in the eyeball. Bites our head. How do you bite our head? How do you bite someone's head that's wearing a full, like, face mask? A couple of drugs on the ground. That's right. We can't pick up anything. I've got such a strong habit to just pick up all the goodies. Holy crap. Oh, no. An all-pike is my all-time favorite weapon, you guys. The all-pike gives you range, and it is brutal. I think you use fire to hit. Yep. You can go up to 3 squares away to attack. And this was what? Ornamental plate armor? Oh, it's game. This is it. This is our character for life. I can sit here safely beating the crap out of zombies from like 4 tiles away without them ever getting near me. This is going to be like super cheatsy doodle. But you know what? We randomly generated this world. We can't be blamed for getting an amazing RNG roll. This is super cool. So, what's our goals going to be? Same as probably the last character, but this time maybe we avoid more slugs. We'll probably try to set up again fairly close to the pool. What we did before was to, oh my gosh, we should take this character into the school and just go ham. That might get a little bit dark, and I think you do get a negative when you kill children. I don't know if it stacks. I think it actually does. Someone made a comment on Discord that the most you can get, they're like, and yes, you can in fact get over or get up to 100 morale from killing children. We're like, do we want to know why? You know the answer to this, sir. So we're gonna maybe stay away from the school, although the school may not stay away from us, right? Because it is pretty close to us. I'm super excited about this setup. I really, really am. I never did get. I was really disappointed that our character died because I had so many ideas for the mansion. So it's like a free redo. I'm super excited. Oh, you know what? Let's quick save to make sure that nothing terrible happens, and I will wait so that you can get this beating of the telltale heart out of your eardrums. This is literally the same bedroom we were in. We're going to probably have the same exact setup we did before. I hope that's not too boring for you guys. I'm going to try to explain a little bit more about why I'm doing certain things. Last time was kind of willy-nilly because it was just more of a quick playthrough. So if you have a lot of questions with this game, please let me know. I won't use this as a tutorial. I think I am going to make a full-on tutorial for this game, though. Again, a lot of my playthroughs, I'm average experience with these games. I don't have a ton of hours, so there's always going to be people who are so much better at me than this game, and I completely welcome you guys if you've got comments, suggestions. It's a super fun game. You kind of have to make your own fun a bit. So you're rich enough to have a basketball court. Okay, so this group had a basketball court apparently. If we ever lose our all pike, I'm gonna be so sad. Does it never go bad? It has no quality level. Like, literally, it doesn't have a quality level like your sword does. That is outrageous. super mega broken. Extreme. We'll do a little bit more resting here. Could I be blessed to get like a, I don't know, cart or something? I guess that'd be a bit too much. Oh, a sauna. It's like a sauna in there. Okay, great. We've got some bandages because people obviously get beat up in basketball. Sure. Let's head downstairs and see how the basement looks. If we can find the stairs to go down. There we go. It's a kind of a central little area. An entertainment room. Very nice. It's got its own movie theater. I'm super jealous of the family that once lived here. Although, they're probably zombies now, so maybe I'm not really that jealous or sad about that. The door is locked. Rude. Do we actually have a detergent this time? No. Why would we ever have detergent? That would make too much sense. Why would there be detergent in a laundry room? I love the all-pike. The all-pike feels like cheating so much. I mean, to be fair, I think if we're careful... Oh, this is me... No, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to jinx the game. We just have to be careful at all times. Because you never know when a giant slug is going to come by that spits acid and ruins your day. Here's a laundry cart, which has a ton of storage, which is great. Do a little bit more waiting here. If you guys could be... What? A basic repair kit? Oh my gosh. Like, is this because I've been trying to spread the word of Veep so passionately? Is this raising our piercing too much? Yeah, we're already over 1 piercing, which is pretty awesome. I mean, it really is, guys. I mean, you know, you're always going to have a chance of getting hit. And I'm not going to be super aggressive most of the time. But that 3 distance is such a comfort zone. It really removes a lot of the threats to your character. You just have to be careful that you don't get yourself trapped. You don't get yourself low on stamina. And you should be good. Sorry about that. Forget to, you know, not cough right in your ear. And again, if you're not familiar with what I'm doing here, I'm pressing S and then down or towards the zombie, and that's pulping the zombie. We're basically beating its head in because zombies can come back to life. If they're just knocked down and kind of stabbed, eventually they will come back to life. So you do want to pulp the zombies whenever possible. Now, maybe the reason the slug came was because we didn't take care of the bodies. I don't know. I might want to do a bit of reading to make sure that that's something we don't have to do. And I hope you guys don't mind me restarting here without, I don't know, I mean, I feel like some people might, you know, restart the Let's Play and roll the episode over again. But I feel like it's not as much fun. I mean, it's fun to fail, especially in a game like this. This game is all about failing pretty hardcore. So I like the idea of just rolling with it, starting anew. And then look, we were rewarded with our sacrifice, or by our sacrifice, by an awesome all-pike in another mansion, and Mrs. Smith being a complete and total badass. What is this? The awesome room, another repair kit, a bunch of... It looks like it's almost like a... Holy crap, a sledgehammer? I'm pretty sure that can break down these types of walls that we're looking at right next to us. This is gonna be awesome. Can we please not die for once? Like, I would love to not die. I would like to spend a week in the game, you know, totally not dying. I will also endeavor to find a crossbow book, or like a book about archeries for dummies or something, and try to get ourselves a nice simple bow, because I would like to do, you know, have a bow as a backup, because last time what happened, the slug basically outranged us, and because we had nothing to get to it, we were having to step through acid. So we either need to get better protective boots, like turnout boots that firefighters wear, or we just need to make better life choices. All right, cool. We're doing okay. I'm gonna start closing some windows off here, and looking at the time, it looks like this might be a good time to wrap up the episode. So I hope you guys don't mind the change of plans. I'm sorry to say that the beep was lost with all hands. Although, you know, we didn't really develop that character too much, but I really want to make, I want to really get you guys involved with Mrs. Smith and her terrible yet awesome adventures. Mrs. Smith and her All-Pike. That could be a story, right? That could be a story for a novel. Do we name the All-Pike? Maybe it's named after, she's a Mrs. Smith, but she doesn't need, maybe her husband is, they're separated. That could be a possibility. She's teaching, she's doing just fine on her own. Maybe that's why she doesn't care too much about her house or her apartment in the city, because it's recently after a bit of a breakup, and or their separation phase. There's a lot going there, but she's never really considered herself dependent on anyone. That's why she's taking martial arts classes. She's not afraid to live alone. And she's basically just a badass, with now with an All-Pike. And I pretty much think that after she runs around this entire mansion, killing every single zombie imaginable, she's going to feel even more like a badass. So that's not going to go away anytime soon. You gotta be careful when you're going up to windows, because Vine Beast, what the crap is that? Is it tracking us? An animated mass of roots and vines. Oh, well, why can't you just leave us alone? Okay, it's not moving towards us, so I'm going to close the windows. And hope that it didn't see us, because I don't want to deal with another something that's brand new in this mansion. I want this mansion to stay in one piece for like 5 seconds. And I want us to be alive for a minute. Alright, thank you all so much for joining me for this episode of Cataclysm. We totally didn't crash. Dark days ahead. I believe the crash bug is fixed. I'm looking forward to seeing what else happens with Mrs. Smith. We'll do a final glance at her stats. Again, we took Zequan. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm butchering that name. Zequan. I think that's a little bit more accurate. Drunken Boxing is what we took, which does get a bonus to your dodge based on your intelligence. So we dumped our points into intelligence because we are a teacher. We are originally maybe a professor. We decided that we enjoyed teaching children a little bit more until they all turned into a bunch of ravenous zombies. Very excited about this. Looking good. We're going to make it happen for Mrs. Smith. We're going to get her out of here. And maybe one day we'll learn what drives her and what motivates her in this world. But thank you guys so much for joining me for this episode of Cataclysm. I do hope to see you again soon. Take care.